Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Tiffany. In today's video, I'm doing the Q&A for entrepreneurship. So you have any questions about starting a business or if entrepreneurship in general just piques your interest, then this video is for you. So make sure you please keep watching. So before we get started, let me just give you guys a quick little explanation on why I did this video. So for those of you know, I have my second business, The Guide to Elevation. Those of you don't know, yes, I have a second business, The Guide to Elevation, and I sell digital products, and my three products are an ebook called For My Day to Empire, The Ultimate Guide to Starting Your Own Business. I have the matching journal, and then I have the calendar. So for this video, I really wanted to piggyback off of The Guide to Elevation and just give entrepreneurs that extra detailed and lesson of really just how they can start their business and what route to take. So that's why, I posted on my story a few days ago. Send me any questions that you may have about starting a business or just being an entrepreneur in general. So hopefully these questions can help you guys, and then you head on over to theguidetelevision.com and purchase the ebook. So first question, how do you come up with the name for your business? My mindset with coming up with a name for your business is coming up with a name for your newborn child. So your business, think of it like your newborn baby. Like you're holding your newborn baby, you're looking into his or her eyes, and you come up with a beautiful name that just has such great meaning and it really represents something powerful. That's the same mindset you should have for your business, So when you take all this time to nurture and grow your business, you want the name to really be fulfilling and like someone will see like, yes, I see what they were trying to go with. So think of a great name for your business. Don't stress yourself out if it doesn't happen, right away. For Exquisite Slay, I think it took me a month to be satisfied with the name. For The Guide to Elevation, I would say maybe it took me a month and a half to come up with this name. So it really does take time. Process of elimination, get your journal or your notebook or paper, wherever you have your notes at, and any names that really just come up in your mind, write it down. Maybe you can take like 2 words and put them together. I did that for Exquisite Slay, and really just play around it, do process of elimination until you have a name that really just satisfies you for your business. So hopefully that helps. Next question. How does one draft up a mission statement? So for me, I know if anyone has ever taken a business class, they have like the business plan, and one of the things in the business plan is a mission statement. For me, the mission statement should be what your business is about, what you want to represent, any issues that you see around in the industry, maybe lack thereof of certain things that's being fulfilled, and what you hope to do. So think of like, for Exquisite Slay, I wanted women to feel empowered, and I wanted them to remember who they are, and whether they're a stay-at-home mom or a working mom, whether they have kids or no kids, whether they're married or not married, I wanted them to remember who they are. So that was my mission for creating Exquisite Slay. My mission for The Guide to Elevation, although my ebooks right now are just for entrepreneurship, I do plan on branching out to different things like mental health and self-care and stuff like that. But I really wanted to help people elevate their mindset and just be confident in going out in the real world, because it's kind of tough out there, I'm not gonna lie. And the last thing you want is just be down on yourself. So that's the purpose of me creating The Guide to Elevation. And a woman feeling empowered, no matter, whether they're married, not married, kids, no kids, working, no working. I wanted them to just feel empowered and loved and exquisite. So really just think of what you want to achieve, what your end goal is. My dog. What your end goal is and what issue you would like to solve. So think of it that way. Like I said, with coming up with the name, really take your time coming up with your mission statement, just because maybe the industry that you're going in, a lot of people are already in it, and that should not make you shy away from going into the industry. But I really want you, when creating your mission statement, to really see what your competitors are doing or not doing, and how you can piggyback off of that to make your business stand out and make more people realize your business is ultimately better. Next question. What should we do when we become stuck during the planning stage? Oh, I love this question because when I was doing Exquisite Slay, I was stuck so many times. So for me, when I got stuck, the cliche answer, I took a break. It's okay. Your business doesn't have to be up and running as soon as you decide that you're going to start your business. Some people, it takes time. I mentioned this before. Exquisite Slay was something that I've thought about for years and I just never did it, but I did it during COVID. And it took me 6 months to plan, execute, and launch Exquisite Slay. So it takes time. So if you get stuck during the planning stage, take a break, maybe review some of your notes, review maybe where you and think about what really got you stuck. Is it the name? Is it the mission statement? Is it the product? Is it the service? So take a break, come back, regroup, go through your notes, see what you have, see what you don't have, and then start back up. It's okay if you're not starting your business right away. Maybe a year or two after the idea came to you, you're launching. That's perfectly fine. No one says that the business has to be up and running literally at the snap of a finger once the idea comes to your head. It takes time to create a business. It takes time to really plan it out. So if you get stuck, take a break. It's okay. Don't be hard on yourself. That's one thing I will say. When planning to start a business, do not be hard on yourself because being an entrepreneur is not for the weak. Okay, so the last thing you want to do is be hard on yourself because trust me, your business will come knocking soon enough. So just go easy. If you get stuck, take a break, come back, review your notes, and pick it back up. But make sure you pick it back up. Don't just take a break and say, I'm not doing this. Pick it back up. Okay. Next question. How does one obtain an EIN and an LLC? So an EIN, you will go to the irs.gov website. I touched on this in my ebook. EIN is free. You just fill out a few questions and you get it. LLC, it depends on your state. So for me, I'm in New York, so I had to pull up the website to make sure. businessexpress.newyork.gov. And I was able to obtain my LLC that way. So it really just depends on what state that you're in. So if you're in North Carolina or if you're in Texas or anything like that, I would Google how to obtain an LLC in North Carolina or Texas or whatever. And follow the steps. Sometimes you may have to go to the courthouse. Sometimes it can be easily just done online. I was able to get my LLC online. So it really just depends. But I would make sure you Google and but the EIN, you can go right to the irs.gov website and fill out some questions. I would say maybe about 10 questions or so. And then at the end, you get your EIN and it's free. So Next question. Do you recommend taking out a loan to start a business? It depends on what your business is. If it's something that you can easily run out of your house, probably not. I didn't take out a loan for Exquisite Slay or for the Guide to Elevation. But if you plan on having a brick and mortar, I would look into it because rent is just ridiculous nowadays. So if you plan on having a brick and mortar, I would probably suggest looking into getting a loan. But if it's just a business that you can run out of your house, unless you want to, I wouldn't really see the need to get a loan. Lost where I was. Oh, okay. How does one know what industry they should go into for their business? What are you passionate about? What do you love? What is something that you think you can really achieve and grow and be successful in? I love fashion. Fashion has just, I've talked about this so many times. Fashion has just been my passion since I was a little girl. So I knew that if I were to become an entrepreneur, my business has something to do with fashion. Now with the Guide to Elevation, this kind of just came to me just because I have been working on my mental health lately, and I know a lot of people are as well. So the Guide to Elevation is really just going to help people with their mental health journey as well. So I did start with the business because I am an entrepreneur and mental health. I didn't want to jump into that too quickly because that is a process. So I just started off with something that I'm familiar with, which is business. So I did that. But what are you passionate about? What do you love? I just reiterate what I said to answer the first question, but seriously, what do you love? What do you think could really just be the turning point for you? I don't recommend getting into an industry that you don't love or you don't care about or you have no interest in at all just because you see other people being successful in it. I wouldn't recommend it because you're not going to be happy. Like, yeah, you'll get the money maybe if you really have the attitude to put in time and patience to grow this business. So you may have the money, but will you be happy? You know, so I would really just think about what you're passionate about. If you like cars, maybe think of opening up a auto repair shop, or maybe detailing. You know, they do the wraps and the rims and all that stuff. I'm not a car person, so I'm sorry. But if you're passionate about cars, look into that. If you like graphic design, maybe think about being a graphic designer. You know, you can create logos for people or ebook covers. You know, my graphic designer is based in Puerto Rico and he's 17 and he's amazing. And I don't know graphic design like that, so I'm happy to pay him to do what I need to do. So you know, figure out what you love and go from there. But don't go into an industry that you're not passionate about because you see other people are successful in it. Is it recommended to get a business partner? No, I don't think so, because I don't have a business partner for any of my businesses. Now, if you happen to have conversations with someone like a friend or family member and you both are passionate about a particular industry, sure, you guys can be partners, but I wouldn't like you come up with an idea for a business and you immediately just start looking for a partner. It's not really necessary. Yeah, I don't think it's highly necessary to get a business partner. You know, you can run your business on your own. But if you happen to come across someone that had the same interest in you and see the same lack in that particular industry, then go ahead. But I wouldn't spend time looking for a business partner. What if the business name you wanted is taken? I've been there. I've been there. With Exquisite Slay, I think a name that I had originally fallen in love with was taken, and I was so heartbroken. But you just gotta go back to the drawing board, and I know that sucks. Trust me, I've been there. But you just gotta go back to the drawing board. Maybe play on some words, so maybe a particular phrase, maybe 2 words or 3 words you put together is taken. So play around with it. Find synonyms for those words if you want kind of like the same thing. So play on the words if you really want to stick with what the original idea is. But you just have to go back to the drawing board. I'm sorry, I know that sucks, but you'll just have to go back to the drawing board. How much money should one have saved up to start their business? I think it would depend on what business you are doing. For Exquisite Slay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I didn't have any money saved up. Every time I needed to buy something, I just bought it. So for those of you who don't know or don't remember, I was unemployed during COVID when starting Exquisite Slay. So the money that I got from my taxes, the money that the government gave out, and my unemployment checks, I literally took all of that and I would put it into my business. So I didn't really save up any money just because I had no interest of actually starting Exquisite Slay. But moving forward, maybe for my agency, I'll have some money set aside. But it really just would just depend on what you're going into. So I would do some big research on how much money you should really have. If you're looking to start an online boutique like Exquisite Slay, I would say to save up maybe about $4,000. I did even 2. But you know, it just depends on what you plan on doing. So I would say max maybe 4 to 5, minimum 2 if you're starting on online. Digital products, I don't even think you need that much money, because with the Guide to Elevation, it didn't cost me much. I would say maybe $300, if that much. So it really just depends on what you plan on doing. So I would do research. If you plan on having a brick and mortar, you may need more. If you plan on actually starting a clothing line, like you're designing it yourself, if I remember correctly from my internship, you need about $5,000. If I remember correctly, you may have to do some more research, but I think it's between 5 and 10 if you're starting a clothing brand that you're actually designing yourself, or you're sketching out and someone's sewing it up for you. So yeah, do your research. I highly recommend. But for online boutique, because I have one, I started Exquisite Slay with like maybe a little over 2K. max I would say maybe about 4 to 5, but a little over 2K, I think you can really just get the bar rolling, and then you can always increase as time goes on. Hope that helps. I'm sorry if it didn't. And what do you do when you feel like you lost the momentum to keep going in your business? Been there. Currently just if I can speak, currently just got out of that funk, because for the past 2 or 3 months I have just not been fully motivated with Exquisite Slay, just because so much was going on in my life at the time. You know, you just have to remember why you started, and I had to really just sit myself down and say, okay, Tiffany, you started this business for a reason. Yes, you had some things going on in your life, but now it's time to pick it back up and let's just get started. So, you know, take as much time as you need, I would say, because your mental health is important. So take the time that you need and come back and be bigger and better than ever. And that's what I plan on doing for Exquisite Slay and the Guide to Elevation, actually, because all of my business actually got put on a back burner when I was just going through some things. So yeah, it's okay if you need to take a break and then regroup, think things over, maybe start over, maybe close the business and just rebrand. If you need to do that, it's okay. You know, starting a business can be trial and error. So sometimes you may have the vision, you may have the money, but things aren't going according to plan. So you may have to close, start over, rebrand, come up with a new name, come up with a new logo, come up with a new mission statement, come up with new products or service. And that's okay. This is one of the reasons why I stress in my ebook to always write things down. And this is why I created the journal to match it. Just because if you need to rebrand, you have the different ideas that you originally had when you was first starting the business. So if you come across a moment where you're stuck in the business and, like, you know, services aren't doing great, products aren't selling or whatnot, regroup, rebrand, you know, take a step back. You need to take some months off, go ahead, and then come back and just really just get the ball rolling. So I say all that to say, don't give up. You got the idea in your head to start a business for a reason, and it is by no means a mistake. It is by no means, oh, it accidentally landed in your head and but it was meant for someone else. No, it was given to you for a reason. So I highly suggest, 1, write everything down. 2, be patient. 3, remember your mental health. So if you feel like things just becoming overwhelming, take that break. It's okay. And 4, be a badass entrepreneur. Simple. So hopefully that helps you guys. Make sure you head on over to the Guide to Elevation to purchase our ebook, My Dare to Empire, the ultimate guide to starting your own business, the journal, and the calendar, all on the Guide to Elevation.com. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, the Guide to Elevation. And hopefully this video helps you guys out. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. There will be a part 2 because this is actually really fun. These are some great questions, and I'm pretty sure there's some more great questions. So I would definitely go back and screenshot maybe like another 10 more and do a part 2 maybe like the next week or so. I gotta look back to see what I have planned for next week's video. Sorry for the rudely interruption in the video. I got a phone call, spam. But as I was saying, this was really fun. The questions were great. So I will go back and screenshot like another 10 more and do a part 2 maybe the next 2 weeks or something like that. But there will be a part 2, so stay tuned for that. But that is it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.